Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from Group B will present the result of our group work. I, Risna Iftahur Rohmah, as my director, and my friend Anasya'Bania Mu'allifatunnasoha, Rista Maulidina, and Elaman Kamchybekov will explain the material about digital banking, and financial technology. The first slide will be explained by Anasya.
Okay, thank you. Digital banking. Digital banking is an electronic banking service designed to maximize the use of customer data in an effort to serve customers more easily, quickly, and according to customers' needs, and can also be done independently by customers while still paying attention to security aspect. Several digital banks in Indonesia, Genius or PTPN Bank, Work or Bukopin Bank, Tiki Bank or DBS Bank, TMRW or UOB Bank, and Jago or Jago Bank. Next, advantage and disadvantage digital bank. Advantage. The first is all banking activities can be done online. Customers do not have to go to the bank office if they want to do trivial activities such checking balance. The second is can be accessed anytime and anywhere for 24 hours as long as you are connected to the internet. The third is digital banking service provide better security guarantees, where there is layered firewall protection to prevent hacking. The fourth is offer various convenience in terms of transaction and authorization. The fifth is customers get fast service because they don't have to queue for hours. The last is cost effective because it is paperless and there is no need to waste full and energy to come to the bank. Disadvantage, disadvantage. The first is customers cannot perform banking activities at all, if there is a problem with the internet. The second is the digital banking security system is up, but there are still irresponsible parties who try to do hacking such as stealing personal data or breaking into accounts. The last is customer can make transaction uncontrollably or wasteful because of the convenience of offered by digital banking service. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Anasya. The next slide will be explained by Rista.
Okay, thank you, Risna. And then is Neobank. Neobank is a bank that provides banking service and financial management of its customers online through a smartphone application. Online banks, customers can access all available services such as opening an account, managing deposits, to making transfers via one application without having to come to the office bank. This is because only banks usually have one central office or don't have one at all. So, customers only need to install an online banking application and take advantage of all its features. Several banks are currently registering to get a license as a digital bank at OJK, namely BCA Digital Bank, PT BRI Agro Niaga Tbk, PT Bank Neo Commerce Tbk, PT Bank Capital Tbk, PT Bank Harda Internasional Tbk, PT Bank KNB Indonesia Tbk, PT Bank KIB Hana. Next. And then is advantage and disadvantage of neobank. Advantage: first, higher interest rates and lower service fees. Second, user-friendly display. Third, unique security for its user. Fourth, easy and fast process. And then disadvantage: first, customer security is not guaranteed yet. Second, there are no rules. Third, depending on the internet network.
Okay, thanks, Rista. The next slide will be explained by myself. Financial technology. A private as fintechs or fintechs is technology and innovation that aim to compete with traditional financial methods in the delivery of financial service. This is a new industry that uses technology to increase active in the financial sector. The use of smartphone for mobile banking, investment, lending service, and cryptocurrencies are examples of technologies that aim to make financial service more accessible to the general public. Financial technology companies consist of startup and establishes financial institutions and technology companies that are trying to replace or improve the use of financial service provided by existing financial companies. A group of fintech companies that focus on the insurance industry are collectively known as insurtech or insurtech companies. Several fintech in Indonesia, GoPay, Link Aja, OVO, and Shopify. Next, advantage and disadvantage of fintech. Advantage: the first is of service. The second, getting information quickly. The third, fast service process. The fourth, ensure user data security. The five, prioritize efficiency. Disadvantage: the first requires gadget and internet connection. The second requires knowledge of internet. And the last, potentially stuck in fraud. Next, difference between neobank and digital bank. Currently, there are already many digital banks in Indonesia. However, although the description of digital bank and neobanks have almost the same meaning, it turns out that there are quite striking differences between the two. Typically, digital banking refers to the larger player in the banking industry that provide financial service in the traditional way. This means that basically digital bank services are attached to the parent bank, which is a conventional bank. For example, BTPN Genius is attached to the National Pension Savings Bank, or DigiBank is attached to DBS Bank. On the other hand, neobank itself can be called 100% digital. Neobank is also a separate entity from existing traditional banking, but larger and small. The next slide will be explained by Rista.
Difference between fintech and bank digital. Uh, First, from business activities. Banks have a role in distributing funds from the general public and carrying out various payment transactions investment products. And Fintech is a platform provider in the form of a website or application that acts as an intermediary for lenders and loan recipients to carry out lending and borrowing transactions based on agreements through an electronic system. Second, from source of loan funds and lenders. Banks source from saving, time deposits, demand deposits, owner's capital, and issuance of debt securities. And the one who give the loan is the bank. Fintech comes from people or legal entities who have parties.
Okay, thanks. The next slide will be explained by Anasya.
Okay, thank you, Advance. The first, loot distribution risk. The bank will cover, well in Fintech, it is borne by the lender. The second, authority to grant restructuring. Bank that has the authority, whereas in Fintech, the leader it in this case of owner of the fund can only provide loan restructuring after obtaining of approval from the lender. The third, supervision of banks as true institutions that collect public funds. Well, in Fintech, supervision of the operator as an intermediary or platform in carrying out market conduct between lenders and loan recipients. Thank you.
That's the presentation from our group. If there is a wrong word, apologize profusely. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.